Hello and welcome everyone. This is quite a short but intense Pilates sequence, just about 15 minutes, but we're not stopping and we're going for it. And here we go. So you can start sitting, then roll back and lay your head on the ground. You can open your arms in a T position. We're starting with corkscrews. So as you can see here, we're starting with shifting to the side and then continuing the circle downwards and up into the center. Do this like an 8, starting right and then left or the other way around. And you want to inhale when you're going to the side, starting your circle, and exhaling when you're coming back into the middle. So the arms are out in a T shape, so you're allowing your upper body, your chest, your shoulders to stay firmly on the ground. So you're basically pressing the back of your hands, your forearms really tightly into the ground, allowing your head to stay where it is, while your legs are doing these fancy movements, drawing 8s all the way in the air. Then come up into sitting and push yourself up into a reverse plank. We're starting with leg pulls 3 times, kicking up. Fingers are pointing towards your feet. Feet are point. One long line from the tips of your toes to the crown of your head. Make sure your shoulders are not collapsing forward, and kick 3 times and then release. Kick 3 times and change. Kick 3 times. Allow your hips to stay up, so contract the glutes and hamstrings of the bottom leg. Kick 3 times and release, and there we go. Exhale, let go. So this is an easy one, just continuing our chest stretch here. Fingers are still pointing towards your feet and you're leaning backwards slightly, bending your elbows backwards. So what you don't want to do is collapse forward with the shoulder girdle sliding forward toward the chest. You do want to slide the shoulder girdle backwards towards your shoulder blades and pulling it backwards while bending those elbows. This will give you a stretch in the front of the shoulder and only go as far as you want and can, always respecting your body. All right, then come into kneeling wherever you are and pivot sideways, so you are in this 2 stance position here, like a table on the side. Then point your foot, kick forward, flex the foot, kick backwards. Kneeling side kicks, point, come forward, flex backwards. You want to have the palm of the upper hand pressing into the back of your head, allowing your head to stay in a nice long line from the crown of the head all the way to the tailbone, and keep kicking. Point, kick front, flex, kick backwards. Keep your core, your center strong. Remember to pull the tummy in, and you can lie down, lift the upper leg and kick it all the way to the shoulder. So before you're kicking and like letting the leg go, rotate the knee outwards. So you first want to face your kneecap towards your face. Rotate the leg. Kneecap is rotating towards your face. Then stay up there, closing both legs. Just stay lying on the side and close both legs in the air. The upper leg stays up and the lower leg is closing to the upper leg like a scissor in the air. Now I'm letting go of my lower leg here, but if you want a challenge, keep it up in the air. All right, come onto your belly into an elbow plank. You can keep the knees down to start, and when you're ready, put the knees up, press into the heels, press into the forearms, Sphinx position, forearms are parallel, then push forward for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, push forward, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then pull backwards for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, tummy in, 5, 3, 4, 2, 1. All right, I can count. It was just a little bit of a mess up. Then push your hips upwards, come into a down dog on elbows. So your forearms are still parallel. You can rest your forehead on the ground, pull your tailbone up, pull your sitting bone up, and try to engage your deep core muscles, the pelvic floor, while you want to pull your tailbone upwards. great inversion position. Then come back up. We need to do the side kicks on the other side. So come back into kneeling, engage the upper hand towards the back of your head, aligning the head as you know we always do, and then point the foot kick forward, flex the foot kick backwards. Nice position of the hand on the ground. Hand and elbow are just underneath the shoulder, so you can really get the support from your bones, and we don't have any shearing here. So point the foot kick forward, flex the foot kick backward, pulling the tummy in, navel pulls in, engaging the powerhouse. Then lie on the side, kick the leg up. Remember, you want to rotate the upper leg first before you do anything else. So rotate the kneecap towards your face, towards the shoulder, so that your quadriceps is pointing towards your side waist, if that makes sense. So you want to really point these feet and rotate them. Then close those legs like scissors. Leg lift on the side. Upper leg stays up, lower leg comes to the upper leg. And if you want to, don't let go of the lower leg, keep it up in the air. Remember, anytime when you're lying on the side, you can just let go of your head and put the head on your biceps, on your big muscle biceps. Then turn all the way onto your belly. You can lie your forehead onto both of your hands and then lift one leg after the other from your hips. So you don't want to come into a lot of a back bend here. The movement is only from your hips downwards. So big contraction in the glutes, big extension in the front of your hips. Keep pulling your tummy in, keep narrowing your hip points, and keep zipping those really tight pants up. So you're protecting your back, you're firming your belly, but you're still lengthening the front of your hip, engaging the glutes and the whole hamstring, the back of your leg. And release. Very good. Then let's do some movement with the upper body, though isometric. So you still press your forehead onto the back of your hands. So isometrically pressing the back of your hands against the forehead against the back of your hands while you're lifting. You can't see it, but this is intense. All right, and then letting go into wide cobra rolls, just waving forward. You can stand on the tips of your fingers, very wide grip here. The hands, fingertips are underneath your elbows. Elbows are wide, hands just beneath your shoulders, and then pull the tummy in, lift up, and then wave forward like a wave crushing onto the beach. Pull the navel in, lift up, and really mobilize the whole spine here. Really focusing mindfulness about which parts of your spine, of your body need a little bit more mobility here, and really waving and mobilizing through those bits and pieces. Now this will get harder before it gets easier. So we're coming into a plank position. First I need to adjust my cheat sheet here. So time for me to explain how to get into a plank position. You want to start in all fours, hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath your hips, and then you want to extend one knee back, tightening the core, and lift the knee a little bit, and then step backwards into your plank, and you're in your perfect plank. Now we're enhancing this with leg pull down. So you want to lift one leg and then push the heel backwards 3 times. 1, 2, 3, and change. Lift one leg, push back into the heel. 1, 2, 3. If this is too much for you, you don't need to do these swinging backs or pushing backs into the heel. You can just lift one leg, keep the leg up for 1 second or 2, and then change. But if you feel like it, push back into the heel for 3 times. All right, it gets better. We're doing a great exercise for the piriformis. which is a deep glute muscle. So come into all fours, hands underneath the shoulder, knees underneath the hips, and then extend the right leg backwards and turn the whole leg out as much as you can until you feel like you can go no more, and turn it back. So you see the foot is turning, but you can also see that my tights are turning too all the way from the hip. So you see the whole leg is turning, not just the foot, but I'm starting from my hip socket to turn the leg in my hip socket, and that's what it's also made for. It's a ball and socket joint, so it can turn. Then release cat-cow, let go of any tension in the shoulders or in the back, and then extend the left leg backwards and turn in your hip socket. So the whole leg turns out as much as possible. You don't need to force it, just go all the way to the end until it's not comfortable anymore, and then turn the foot parallel. It's a very tiny movement, but if you do these 10, 12, 15 times here, you will really feel it in the inside of your glute. Great contraction, great for stability. And then release cat-cow, let go of tension, especially in the lower back. And we're almost there. You can press back into one down dog if possible. If you're flexible enough, don't force it. You can put your forehead down on the ground, but be mindful of your hands, wrists, elbows, shoulders. Don't overstretch them. If you can, great, put your forehead down. If not, don't worry too much about it. If you liked it, what we did before on the elbows, you can also come onto your elbows now in the down dog. Anything is fine, just do it at your own level. And then we're already switching, turning around like we started on our backs. So you can lie down on your back, put your arms alongside your body, heads and shoulders can rest, and then push your legs up to the sky ceiling and come back into plow pose and roll down very controlled. This is called a jackknife. So we're rolling down and then pushing the legs up to the sky or ceiling, so all the way up. Then lower those legs in plow and roll down in a very controlled way. So the rolling down is the actual work. The lifting with a little bit of momentum is super easy. The lowering down is super easy. What's difficult and what's the challenge here is the lowering down and controlling to get down as slow as possible. So this only works if you engage your core. So pull the navel in as much as possible, engage your powerhouse, narrowing your hip points, and if you press your hands, your arms, the backs of your shoulders into the ground as much as possible. You see my arms engaging here, and what you don't want to do is pull those shoulders too far forward. So be mindful of those shoulders staying back. All right, let's have some fun with scissors. So hands in the hips, weight on the elbows, and scissor your way, scissor away. So you want to inhale, switch, and exhale, switch. Inhale, switch, and exhale. Keep exhaling, inhaling, inhaling. So this is quite quick, quite with a bit of momentum here, and then seamlessly come into those bicycle treads as if you were walking in space. Keep the back of your legs engaged, so you don't want to collapse your whole back line. You don't want to collapse the hamstrings. You want to keep those hamstrings engaged and reach through the whole leg, front and back of your leg. Keep your feet pointed, it's easier. Great one. And last for this sequence, we'll come into a true plow pose. If you want, flex your feet, so you're stretching the whole back line from the big toe to your eyebrows. Everything can extend and lengthen. And just exhale here. Support your back, support your hips with your hands. Keep the weight in the elbows. Try to relax the shoulders. And at your own time, just roll down slowly. You can either come into a little bit of a Shavasana or come up into sitting. Thank you so much for joining.